What's up? This is The One, and you're watching The Sport of Kings.
Wildcats.
What they call me, the one and only. I make sure your girl is never lonely.
It's the Sport of Kings. Maryland Diamond Ring.
Football.
Welcome to Week 14 of the National Football League. I'm your host, the one and only Jodecideion. Before we get started, let's take a look back in a little segment I like to call, What Did We Learn? What did we learn in Week 13? We learned that the great teams can beat you even if there are only 58 seconds remaining on the clock. We learned that if you get beat down one week, as long as you come back and give your all, you're still respectable. And finally, we learned there is nothing worse than self-sabotage. That's what we learned in Week 13. It's now time to see who for Week 13. This week's Beast Mode is about the player that won but had the most significant performance. So here we go. With a quarterback rating of 146.1, completing 22 out of 28 passes, throwing for 294 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game they had to have, Phillip Rivers is your Beast Mode quarterback. Mr. Beast Mode himself, Marshawn Lynch, the only player in the NFL capable of putting a team on his back, rushed for 148 yards on 22 carries and scored 2 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch showed him his dick and is your Beast Mode running back. Playing with a quarterback like Tim Tebow, Demaryius Thomas still caught 4 passes for 144 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. Demaryius Thomas is your Beast Mode receiver. Your Beast Mode defense goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who dominated the Cincinnati Bengals 35-7, getting 3 sacks and 1 interception. The Pittsburgh Steelers are your Beast Mode defense. Phillip Rivers, Marshawn Lynch, Demaryius Thomas, and the Pittsburgh Steelers all for Week 13.
And in this week's Bonehead Move of the Week goes to the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff. I don't know what that staff was thinking about, how you ice your own kicker. You had 2 timeouts. You could have moved the ball up a little bit more besides to not kick a 49-yard field goal. You could have had a little bit closer. You didn't do that. And you had 2 timeouts, and you iced your own kicker, and he misses it, and y'all wound up losing in overtime. That's a bonehead move.
Now join the S41 Picks and Predictions show on the PMK Sports Network, already in progress. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the S41 Picks and Predictions show on the PMK Sports Network. I'm your host, Jodecideion, and to my man to my left,
Your boy is for a while.
brought to you by Hoe Cakes. Hoes gotta eat too. Going 2-1 last week with an overall record combined of 12-4. Here are our picks and predictions for the best 3 games of Week 14. Game number 1, 1 o'clock p.m. The Houston Texans heads to Paul Brown Stadium to play the Cincinnati Bengals. The Houston Texans are a team, despite all their problems, found ways to win. And the Bengals, who's been a great team all year, just can't seem to handle the big boys.
Yeah, and Houston, they have injuries. They still got a great running back. And Foster, they got a great defense. They're going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's trying to bounce back from that big loss against Pittsburgh, and they're at home. Still not going to be able to pick Houston right just yet. I'm going to pick Cincinnati at home to right the ship right back.
I'm totally with you. I'm going Cincinnati as well. I mean, Houston, they ball and they finding ways to win. They're doing things that teams like the Bears are not doing. Playing with hurt players, playing without their stars. But at a certain point, I mean, whatever they're doing, it just can't work all the time. You got a 3rd string quarterback. Andre Johnson might be hurt again. There's no way Cincinnati loses this game. So I'm going Cincinnati Bengals. Game number 2. The Chicago Bears heads to Mile High Stadium to play the Denver Broncos. Chicago hasn't played well since they lost their quarterback, Jay Cutler, 2 games ago. And the Broncos with Team Timbo just keep on winning.
Yeah, and it's like Chicago, they go in there with no quarterback, and they just got their running back hurt, Forte. Denver is hot. Tebow, if the game is going to be close, I think Chicago still got one of the baddest defense up in there, and Denver got a hell of a defense themselves. If the game is close, it's going to be Tebow time. So Tebow and the Denver, they got it.
Without a doubt, I believe in Tim Tebow. You know, the same way Dion and all those fools do on NFL Network. Tebow. Oh, Tebow. Tebow and his boys are going to win the game. It may be close. It may be a shootout. It don't matter. Tim Tebow is going to Tebow on the Bears. And the final game of the week, Sunday Night Football, NBC. The New York Football Giants heads to Jerry World to play the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants, after getting just destroyed by New Orleans Saints, come back last week to play the Green Bay Packers, probably the best that anybody's played them all year. And the Dallas Cowboys, who's been on a hot streak, you know, shot their own selves in the foot, basically, by losing to Arizona.
This is a big rival game. You know how it is. Everybody gets up for the Giants in Dallas. You don't even need nothing on the line for this game to be good. But this one has something on the line. You got the division lead. Dallas, you know, coughed up timeout last week, and the Giants, they've been playing horrible besides last week. But if the Giants play as good as they did against Green Bay, against Dallas, defense, offense, well, a little bit better on defense, but I think they could be able to pull it off. I think this one's going to probably be a high-scoring game, though, because Tony Romo, he's been hot lately, too. So I'm going to pick the Giants on this one.
Yeah, my natural gut is to say I think the Giants are going to win. Just because the Cowboys, they're one of those teams like that. You never know what you're going to get. They find ways to lose and find ways to win. But it's so inconsistent, you can never tell when it's going to happen. After losing the way they lost last week, you think they might be in a slump. But then they could come out and just throw bombs and just totally dominate the Giants. And so I'm going to go Homer, being a Texas boy, and go with the Cowboys, even though in my heart I feel they're going to lose this game. So I'm going Cowboys just for, you know, being different. Thank you for watching the S41 Picks and Predictions Show on the PMK Sports Network. I'm your host, Jodecideion.
And your boy is for a while.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.
And this is your picks and predictions of the week, brought to you by Hoe Cakes. Hoes gotta eat too.
Once again, thank you for watching the Sport of Kings. We'll see you next time. Take care.